What is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and we have some pretty big news here. Trent Williams had a conversation with Ron Rivera and the Redskins. If you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So let's get into the video. So earlier today, Ian Rappaport reported that the Redskins, or Ron Rivera and Trent Williams, had a conversation on the phone the other day. I think Ron Rivera called him, and then I don't know if Trent Williams answered right away but I know he did call him back, and they talked. I'll read what Ian Rappaport said. A potentially significant development for the Redskins. Franchise left tackle Trent Williams and new coach Ron Rivera have touched base for what sounded like a positive conversation. I'm told the next step would be for Williams to come in to visit, but the two sides are now communicating. So that's a huge, huge step. Really, February 10th was the first day for Ron Rivera, really, and what he was doing in his office, evaluating talent and everything. So I assume he did that yesterday. He talked with Trent Williams yesterday, maybe even today. And I think stuff is going to start to unfold very quickly in the next weekish. I think not Trent Williams, Greg Olson might be signed in the next few days. I'll talk about that later, but a lot of stuff is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks because this is really Ron Rivera's first week. Maybe some contract extensions, but yeah. So this is just huge news with Ron Rivera and Trent Williams talking because before Trent Williams didn't even want to associate himself with the Redskins. Didn't want to talk. If Bruce Allen was still here, it obviously would be a whole different story. But Bruce Allen is gone. The medical staff is gone. There's a whole new medical staff. There's a whole new coaching staff. And Bruce Allen's gone. I actually have a friend who his dad worked for the Redskins training staff, and he got fired. So I bet you every single person there almost got fired. And Trent Williams likes the fresh start for himself because everyone, at least Larry Hess and them, the guys higher up, he didn't really like them and didn't really respect them because of what they did to him in last years and leading up to the events of last season. So yeah, I think this is very good news. And I'm leaning towards like 70% he's coming back. And I think we'll see. We'll be hearing stuff in the next couple days to weeks to possibly months. Not month, but next month. I think it's gotta happen before free agency and definitely the draft. We gotta choose that. He has to make that decision. Ron Rivera has to make that decision because if Trent Williams comes back, then that fills a huge hole at left tackle that we won't have to put in a draft pick, at least a high draft pick this year and maybe for the next couple years. And it gives us more money and we'll probably have to give him a contract extension or give him more guaranteed in his deal, but that's fine. But it'll give us, that means we won't have to get a left tackle in free agency, and we'll just be able to stick to cornerback, tight end, and maybe hopefully we'll re-sign our guards. So that's really what's going to happen. I think James Bradbury, I posted this on my Twitter account. Go follow there. It's in the description below. But I said on my Twitter that in the JP Finley podcast, James Bradbury seemed like very like open, and I think he's going to come to DC. I think I wouldn't obviously say a lock because there's a lot of teams. He said still would be open to going back to the Panthers, but I really think he's just saying that as respect to them because he's played with them for the last 4 years. But I think he's a second round pick. His contract's up. I think he's going to sign with us. Don't know for how much, probably from that 7 to 10 million a year mark. But I'm totally fine with that. He's a great corner, especially if Quentin Dunbar doesn't come back. And I still feel like, honestly, if we can't get a third round pick for him right now, or a fourth round pick, let's chill a bit. Let's wait, see how it it plays out. Maybe offer him an extension. I don't know if I went into this on my video yesterday. I was kind of mad, but Quinn Dunbar, like, dude, the Redskins got a new coaching staff. Ron Rivera, just Ron Rivera was hired January 1st. Vermillion, the trainer, was hired a week later or a couple weeks later. Bruce Allen was fired a little before that, and Kyle Smith was hired a little later. And Eric Schaefer, he was fired they mutually parted ways like 2 or 3 weeks after that, or 2 weeks after that. So there was no way the Redskins could have done there is a way, obviously, but it's very hard for them to offer him a contract extension when they have all these new people and they're trying to mesh together and become a good unit. And Ron Rivera, his first day was yesterday, so he Quinn Dunbar has to be more patient. I think if the Redskins offer him a good contract, I think he'll stay. But he's going off on not off on Twitter, but he was posting a lot of weird stuff today on Twitter. So I don't know. And another thing that's weird is he didn't follow anyone on Twitter. He's had a Twitter account for about 2 months now, something like that. He hasn't followed anyone on Twitter, and today I think he followed Trent Williams, which is kind of weird. I don't know, to just follow Trent Williams. But a lot of Redskins players were posting about the Trent Williams situation. Haskins did the praying emoji, hoping that this happens. And I think here is the and Darius Geis also did it. Let's see. I'll read also another tweet by Ian Rappaport. There's a long way to go and plenty of issues to sort out, but the 2020 Redskins have Trent Williams in their plans, and a fresh start without Bruce Allen could mean Williams is open to continuing with the only organization he's played for. So I really do think he's going to come back. And yeah, also guys, I will be posting a very interesting video tomorrow. I don't know, tomorrow or the next couple of days. It's going to be a very, very cool trade rumor that we could package with Quentin Dunbar to get an interesting player that I know you guys would like. I'm not going to get into it too much, but stay tuned for that. Here's what Darius Geis said, and there's probably a couple other Redskins players that chimed in on how why they want Trent Williams back and how happy they are that things are looking good. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button. And yeah, stay tuned for that video on Thursday, maybe Friday. We'll see. Peace.